Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. Let's take a nice deep breath. And I know you hear this drumming in the back. You know, this is up in Mount Shasta, so we have a lot of people who do a lot of drumming, and they do a lot of gatherings up here and sacred meetings. It's a very powerful, beautiful place. This is right here at Castle Lake. And what I love so much about it, I call myself a mountain person. I grew up in the, most of the time in the Sierras, Nevadas of California, and then in Newport Beach, and went to the beach and such, because I love nature. Now, my topic is how to empower yourself. And self-empowerment comes from giving. And but not giving at sacrifice, not that says giving it all away, or giving is an act of offering, of sharing, of actually and self-empowerment, of actually doing things, and that is a giving, that is a participation, it is a sharing of who you are and what you have to offer. And misers live in the consciousness of this is all I've got and this is all I'll ever have. And if I give to anybody else, I won't have it, which is true at one level. Yes, that's true. And yet, when we know we have to give, like when I had my ministry in church in San Diego, in La Jolla, California, I would say to people, give something, even if it's a button you put in the offering when it comes by. If you're receiving value, if it's empowering you and nurturing you and inspiring you, and all the work that all is being done in order for you to have that, then you'd want to give to that. You want to contribute to that because that's contributing to you. A miser will say, oh, good, I got a good deal and didn't cost me anything, and I'll just take it and run. The problem is they never get over the fear, because the fear is always of not having happiness in the future, having pain in the future, having loss in the future. See, there is no fear right now. And that fear comes from the past. It comes from what we've been taught. And the book I've been working on is called Be There Now, because nobody wants to be here. And the sense is how you actually bring forth what you might call a bountiful, prosperous future, a happy future, is you have to be there now. And so instead of manifesting your life from the past, or for what you've been taught, or how your family lived, or the rules of so-called economics in the world, which the number one principle of economics world is scarce supply. Plus also that it's also a place where lies are perpetuated through the media and through whoever it may be, to keep telling you that everything is scarce supply, that you're not good enough, you're not going to have enough, you never will have enough, because you're not enough and there isn't enough. So it's always this, and then you have to have more. So we get in the program and the suggestion you want to have more. So we're always geared up for more, and we're actually not even appreciating or enjoying who we are and what we have now. Okay, so it's this constant mental state of lack and limitation and stress. And how you get over that is to always know you have enough to give. And it doesn't have to be big at first. I remember when I first started giving in my church many years ago, and I was because I was in a horrible marriage. I didn't know what misery was until I married the first time, I'm telling you. But anyways, great. And I'm so grateful because it got me to a spiritual place, a metaphysical center where I could relate. That was my way. But also, I moved on, and that's part of my life. And then, but I don't set up camp on any group or religion or ideology that becomes just a solid belief system. I use things as tools and clues and keys and pieces of the puzzle, because I know where I'm being guided and where I'm being directed and what it is. It's my objectives, ultimate objective. So when we're miserly, we don't share our talent or our ability. We don't share anything with anybody else because we're so proud of ourselves that we don't give. And you'll have some people like in giving, it always has strings attached instead of just a giving of love and empowerment. So how we actually empower ourselves is to know that we can manifest, to know that we have something of value to offer others, and that we also do that. So it's an action of sharing. It's an action of participation. It's an action of sharing. I'll tell you, when I was working, first got involved at my spiritual center, my church, I got involved in service. That gave me my life. And when I had my big ministry in San Diego, I had 1,000 people in my volunteer program, but I had a whole volunteer program where it was empowering to them, taught them how to keep their agreements once they made. They agreed to allow to get more from their service than they gave, and they gave of the fullness of who. And when those people all went on, they all had great jobs. They knew how to get the job done. Many spiritual leaders and authors, famous people throughout the world, were in my congregation. I don't like to mention names or use that kind of a thing. But, you know, if you know me, then I'll talk about all that kind of thing. But anyway, so in the giving then and of the sharing of it, we're empowered. And what happens when someone, like, say we give to our children all the time, but they don't give anything, all they know is to destroy. They think they're entitled. They don't know that entitlement doesn't come from outside with a free iPhone. I mean, please, you are already a divine being and have all divine powers, qualities, and abilities. And to activate that is the process of giving. And it's that process of sharing. And so it's such a key is to really, we're entering, you know, different holidays that are coming up in different times. We don't have to practice these things in the old way, but use them as opportunities for sharing, for giving, for family, for friends, for community, for and then take a look at the things that you just like these cool gloves. You know, this was Loie and Diane gave me these, but I was looking at these. This is made from old sweaters that, like, they put them, probably boiled them, because you get the boil a little bit, but then how it's lined and everything. This is so cool. And somebody, you know, and I like to go like craft fairs, just different things. Or you take recycled things and you fix them and make them. Or you give a little here and you give a little there. And when you give into that joy of giving, even your presence you're giving to others, because you don't hate them, you don't wish harm on them, you wish that they'd know and be who they are fully and completely, and drop all the layers of ignorance and limitation and all of this, and actually let their true self just be bountiful. And so what we are is, and my symbol for my ministry years ago in San Diego was a fountain, because it flows from inside you and out. And if you're not sharing that, and you're not, well, my stuff isn't good enough, or it's not like that one, or I can't do that, or this, but you need to do that. That's who you are. And so the real secret of self-empowerment is giving and sharing and empowering and wishing people well. And when you do that, it doesn't matter what you have in stuff. What you have is yourself, the greatest wealth there is. Big hugs. Love you lots.